My name is Stephen Khoza from South African Community Government Union, to which I'm the Master of South African Community Government Union, the State Union of the Republic of South Africa. We have uncovered massive corruption and fraud within the housing sector. This corruption involves the banks, the South African Police Services, the High Court of South Africa involving the judges and the magistrates' courts including their magistrates. What happens in this corruption and fraud done by the banks, whereby it involves the organized judicial crime corruption syndicate? It involves whereby people are buying houses, which those houses are actually bonded with the banks. So now each and every bond has got insurance attached to the bond of that house, which the security reserve of it, according to the Long-Term Insurance Act 1998, is actually 1.5 million. That money is so that if somebody will pass away or lose his job or her job, then it will be no longer to pay the bond. Then they will take the insurance, cover the payment of the bond to pay it off and finish, and then they don't have to actually make the owner of the house to lose her house or his house. But now, when somebody loses her employment or his employment because of retrenchment, because nobody in South Africa has got permanent job, so now what they do, by the time he was working, he had taken a bond attached to insurance with the bank. So now if he reports that to the bank, I'm no longer working, I lost my job, then the bank say to him, make an affidavit to that effect. Then when he makes that affidavit, submit to the bank takes that affidavit, they go to ombudsman in Cape Town who deals with the state insurance matters. Then they claim the insurance, which is 1.5 million attached to that particular house with its bond, the first issued bond to that house. Then after claiming the money, instead of paying off the bond, they do pay off the bond, but after that the difference is supposed to be given to the person who lost the employment because it was attached to the bond. So the moment when a person claims to know, after knowing that my house was bonded, there was insurance attached to it, then they claim the rights of the house of that person who owns the house. Then the bank starts to actually contact, using other people, to contact the police, to get the estate agencies first selling the house to another person who is a third party, and then thereafter they're applying for eviction order in the High Court. Then in the High Court, the judges, they don't ask if there was insurance attached to the bond or what happened, because the duty of the judge is to make an inquiry why this matters for eviction when the bank is the one which bonded the house with the particular person who actually bought the house from the bank. That's supposed to be done by the judges in the High Court. No inquiries are conducted. The orders are granted for eviction at the back of the person who is at the owner of the house without his or her knowledge. So when the person discovered that this is the order, I'm evicted through the sheriff, he only see the day he's being evicted. Now after the sheriff are gone, because she knows that the house belonged to me, she take the furniture and everything, take it back to the house. Then the next step which happens, the bank instruct the estate agencies to say, go and open the trespassing case, instructing the person who bought the house from the estate agencies, which the house is sold by the bank. So now, when that person opens a trespassing case, then the police come up and pick up that person. Then they send him to prison, pending to appear before court. So now in the court, when the person defends that, no, my house is paid off because the insurance was attached to the bond, the magistrate doesn't want to hear that. They say, no, we don't agree of any evidence you should going to present. We are sentencing you, you must hand over the keys to the bank or to the person who was sold the house by the bank, failing which you are going to prison. So what is happening if the house is repossessed when it has been paid off by the insurance from the first owner of the house? They will resell the house to another person who has got employment. Should it happen that he lose the job again because of unemployment and the retrenchment, they will actually do the same thing, defraud his own 1.5 million attached to the insurance of that bonded house. So the same house will be bonded to more than 10 people. Same house being sold and taken over by the banks. So that is the massive fraud which the banks are doing against the people.